Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm going to be working with the Hello Sunshine collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, and I'm going to be scrapbooking one of 3 photos. I haven't decided which one yet, so this one's just a really cute one at a local regional park that I took of the kids. This one's just of my son being a bit adorable while he was eating watermelon, and then this is of our little puppy Lola, who's now a lot bigger than this. The collection, what I've got here is I've got some of this paper, which is one of my favourites, and I'd love to do something featuring that starburst. Got some remaining pieces of this paper, which you've got some cut aparts, and then I've got large pieces of these. I like to try and push myself to use one sheet of each of the collections before I go into my second sheet of papers. I just like trying to do that rather than cutting into papers that I've used already. And then I've got lots of the embellishments. Wouldn't mind using these buttons. They'd go really nicely with the colours in both of these. There's the ephemera, the puffy stickers, the resin hearts, the wood veneer, the flare, the flowers, which I do try and use, but I can't. I'll see. And then we've got the gorgeous stickers and the alphas. So I'm going to speed you up and get creating and see where it takes me. Oh, before I forget, I've also cut out some butterflies for another layout, but I've cut out some clouds. I think I just got these in the Silhouette store, but I thought if I did a layout of either the one with my kids in it or the one with my son, I'd be able to incorporate those into it fairly easily. So I'll speed you up and get creating. Okay, so what I'm working on is I'm just going to trim down my photos. I still at this stage wasn't sure which one I was using, but I thought that one of my 2 kids would be cute, and then I've pulled out this one of just my little man, and I liked how that looked against that starburst. So I'm going through, I've got that sunburst style paper and I've put that in a vertical design, and then I've grabbed a scrap of that anchors paper and popped that under the photo, and now I'm just looking through some of my scraps and the papers to see what else I could incorporate onto the layout. What I'm doing now, and I do this a lot with this cut apart paper, is I'm cutting out any elements that I think that I might be able to layer or use as an embellishment on the page. I love that Hello Sunshine sentiment there, but when I was placing it on my page, I couldn't quite figure out how to make that work. So instead of using that, I've grabbed another one of the papers, and it actually was a card. I've flipped it over and used the reverse side, and I've just cut it on a diagonal so I could have a bit of a messy photo corner. And now I'm doing my usual flipping through my ephemera and finding anything that might work. Those scissors there was my husband thinking that he was funny cutting through my video, so apologies for that. He doesn't quite get the whole process video thing, I think, at this point. But oh well. So I've grabbed out lots of the ephemera that might work. I've grabbed out the stickers that might work, and you can see that I've placed off camera a few clouds that I've cut from the Silhouette store, and then the wood veneer clouds and the cute little sun from the ephemera pack, and a couple of other things like that love this tag is in the top left of my photo, and a couple of word strips which were in the ephemera pack. And now I'm just cutting out one of the labels from the cut apart sheet. I've mentioned it before, and I did just say it then, that I do like cutting those out and layering them and using them in a different way. So I've got that there. And now I'm just cutting, that was on the cut apart sheet as well, that star banner, and I'm just cutting a little banner tail. So I don't know what, yeah, banner tail, I don't know, into the end of that. And I've popped that blue arrows that are facing in towards the photo. They're also from that cut apart sheet. I've grabbed a piece of vellum and I've cut that on a diagonal as well and added another photo corner. So I've got quite a few layers behind that photo this time. And I've also slid a strip of vellum to the left of that sunburst paper as well. Because I've got the wood veneer clouds, I decided that I wanted to add some extra veneer or wood items. So I've used the woodies from the collection, and I've popped one towards the It's Summertime title, and then one at the bottom near that cluster on the left. And now I'm up to adhering. So this layout, in terms of how long it took me, I did this over a day. So I did bits and pieces before we went out, and then we went out, and then I come back, did a little bit more. Then it was sort of that evening routine, so I stopped scrapbooking and then come back once the kiddies were in bed and completed it. So I can't tell you exactly how long it took me, but it once I had my design in mind, it fell together pretty easily as well. So I'm doing a couple of layers here. I've got a layer behind the actual photo, and then I'm popping, or foam I should say, so that a dimensional layer, and then I'm popping another lot of foam under that whole cluster as well. So there's the vellum that you can see that I've popped next to that starburst or sunburst paper. I just adore that paper. I just think it's so beautiful, and I've got a thing for yellow at the moment. I'm enjoying the colour yellow on my pages. So there's that other layer. So it's actually a really quite dimensional layout when you look at it. So I've got that photo popping off, then I've got that whole mat and layers popping off the page, and then I do actually, with the clouds and that In the Summertime sun-shaped title and the little sun die cut, they're all popped up on either thick foam or a thin foam adhesive, but it's very layered and looks quite dimensional when you are to look at it in person. And you can probably tell actually from my close-up images, because you can see the shadows on the images as well, which shows that it does have that dimension there. So I'm playing around with the wood veneer clouds. I was going to add one on that sort of the cloud that has the cutouts in it, but I didn't end up getting that to work how I wanted, so that doesn't end up making it on the layout. And I'll apologise because I am full up with a bit of a cold at the moment. If I do sound a little bit funny, that's why. So I'm adhering that cutout cloud straight to the page, just because there's a lot of things happening with the other two that I didn't feel it needed any dimension, and to be honest, to put such a fine foam under that design would be quite tricky, so I just decided to just stick it straight down. I'm working on varying the dimension on that bottom right of the photo. I'm just attaching that little arrow just with a staple, and then I'm popping one of the puffy sticker arrows next to that, and then I add a wood veneer arrow as well. So I'm incorporating as much of the veneer as I can. To the left of the photo, I've sort of built a little bit of an embellishment grouping there. So I've got an ampersand just as a label, and then I've got the fun little ticket that's a veneer, and then I've got a couple of the words cut out from one of the pattern papers, and there's a sort of a lot of detail there which you'll be able to tell on the close-ups. I'm finishing the page with a couple of the gorgeous enamel shapes, and I'm using a variety of the shapes. So there's stars and hearts and just circles as well. I'm showing you that finished dimension, and that's the end of the page. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I'm loving making them, and I'm trying out a new program, and I'm really enjoying that as well. So yeah, any feedback would be great, and I'll be back soon. I'll be back soon with some more videos. Bye everyone.